Alright, so the difference between stress, burnout and panic attack, what is it really? Let's start by giving you that definition of stress first. It results when pressures exceed ability to cope. That's the original definition of stress. The feeling of too much, that is stress. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. What is burnout on the other hand? That is a feeling of constant exhaustion caused by excessive stress. Feeling of being not enough, a lot of people can relate to that as well. That is the second level. That's a burnout, my friend. Panic attack, what is that? Well, that is an episode of overwhelming fear, which peaks in a matter of just 10 minutes. Comes at a very unexpected time as well. That is panic attack. If you're facing that, and at all the three levels, the treatment given to you, the approach is going to be different. So very important to understand where do you fit in. Let's look at all these three in a little bit of more detail. Let's talk about psychological symptoms over here. When you are under stress, you feel anxiety, you feel depression, you feel loss of productivity as well. If you are in a burnout stage, you will feel self-doubt, no motivation, you will be very tough on yourself, you will feel lonely even in a room full of people. And panic attack, well, that's a stage where you just want a flight response. You just want to go from that place, physically and mentally. There is this feeling of confusion, feeling of losing control as well. Physical symptoms, if that's something to go by, a fast heart rate, well, that's going to be a constant in all three. But a quickening of breath as well, tense muscles, a lot of people clutch their teeth, your jaws hurt, and you wake up in the morning not knowing why. That is because you were under stress even when you were sleeping. Burnout, a physical symptom of that will be feeling drained, getting headaches, low immunity, falling sick quite often, a change in appetite as well. It could be not feeling hungry to feeling hungry all the time. When it comes to panic attack, well, that's a stage where you feel nauseous, you feel a pain in the chest, you feel blurred vision, you feel chills and hot flashes as well, hyperventilation, feeling of claustrophobia as well, and numbness in your fingers, going quite cold in your hands as well. These are all physical symptoms. Possible causes, that's the next thing that you must look at. Specific stressor, it could be job insecurity, it could be inadequate income, it could be uncaring supervisors. And burnout, if you're at that stage, you will see a lack of control over work, lack of recognition, lack of sleep, perfectionist tendencies as well. That's when, you know, these are possible causes that can lead to a burnout level as well. A panic attack will be unpleasant life events, overactive thyroid gland, physically speaking, and other psychological disorders as well. And automatic negative thought is also one of them. Negative effects, talking about them, of stress, what happens then? Well, increased or decreased food intake. For organization, it could be low productivity, it could be absenteeism as well, it could be conflicts between co-workers. A lot of people blame you for being this really annoying person at work. You could just be under stress. At a burnout level, a lot of people say this, long-term changes in body vulnerability to illnesses. People think, oh, I'm just going through a phase. It could be a phase of burnout. It's important for you to look at these symptoms and understand that. And in a burnout stage, a lot of spillover happens from home to social life. In a panic stage, you start avoiding places where escape is difficult. And you reach a panic stage only because you've been living with stress, you've been living with burnout for a long, long time, and it has finally come to this. Having understood these physical changes that might happen, cues that might happen, symptoms that you should watch out for, let's talk about coping strategies here, because really, if there is one takeaway I want you to take from this program, it is that there is help available, there are coping strategies, and your life can be better. It is possible. So look at these coping strategies. You know, track your stressors under the stress level if you fall under that category. Try to journal, try to pinpoint into what exactly is causing that stress to you. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Stop being hard on yourself. That's what I mean by that. Exercise, meditation, yoga, just to physically get some control over your body and get your body in balance. If you fall under the burnout category, well, coping strategy for you could be recognizing that burnout can escape notice. Find an attentive listener. It could be help, it could be a professional help, it could be a friend, it could be anybody in your safe circle whom you feel good talking about. And also what helps is a break from work if you're in that burnout stage. In a panic attack stage, well, the first thing is that you need to see a professional. In fact, all 3 stages, it's very good to see a professional. They're just there to help you out. There's nothing wrong with you if you're doing that. Cognitive behavior therapy is great for confidence to re-enter and fear situations to build in. You can look up that issue in detail as well. A lot of therapists come in talking just about that, and also practice mindfulness.